I'm finally at Smash 4, the home stretch. I've listed all of my favorite characters from each installment so far, and none of those videos have been too much of a challenge. I guess Melee, but that game's cast doesn't hold a candle to Smash 4. With over 50 characters to choose from, and with a ton of them being characters I like to use, of course this video is going to take me a little longer. But you guys don't give a shit about the intro. You guys want to know my top 10 favorite Smash 4 characters. So here you go. I know the honorable mention section has been thrown all over the place in my Smash videos, sorry about that. Anyways, honorable mentions go to Jigglypuff, who I love using in this game, but she's pretty bad. Her rest is better than it was in Brawl, but everything else is just Meta Knight, I like him a lot, but he wasn't good enough to make it on the list. Rosalina and Luma, I love her up air and down air, and that's about it. Oh, and I hate her recovery. Captain Falcon, I love him, but I suck with him. Palutena, definitely unique, but some of her moves are a little too slow for my taste. Ganondorf is just fun to mess around with. With that out of the way, let's move on to the top 10. Holy god, Bowser isn't complete shit. If you saw my top 10 least favorite Smash characters video, you'll know that I hate the Bowser from Melee and Brawl. Go watch the video if you want to find out why. The game developers probably did as well because Bowser had a complete overhaul in this game. He still has the insane power he possessed in the earlier games, but with the addition of agility, he's a god. They also gave him a better forward smash, dash attack, grab range, holy fuck it's good, neutral air, and back air, which he really needed. Especially the back air, just look at this clumsy thing in Melee. He also looks and feels like the tried and true Bowser. In previous games, he was just a fat dinosaur that moved like a car for some reason. Now just look at him, he looks like Bowser. Only thing holding him back is the fact that he still has some pretty bad moves, and I'm not too good with him. But I had to add him to the list for his major improvements alone. Do you guys remember when the Smash 3DS leaks happened? It was the compilation of some gameplay, stages, and the entire roster. As much as I didn't want to see it, I had friends and family who were passing it around like crazy, so I eventually pulled it up so I could join in on their discussion. There were tons of characters that stood out like Bowser Jr. and Duck Hunt, but guess who I was most excited for? Dr. Mario. This guy missed out on Brawl, and even though I assumed he'd be exactly like Mario, I was still incredibly happy to see him return. Then the game came out and holy crap is he bad. His recovery hardly goes anywhere, he has no combo potential, his cape doesn't propel him, and the very existence of Mario destroys him in every single way. But all of that makes me want to play him even more. I picture him as the underdog of Smash Bros. He may be exploitable as all hell, but it isn't impossible for him to do well against someone. Well, there are exceptions. I also love how his up smash sends you at an awkward angle. I know that's a really odd thing to like about a character, but there aren't any other up smashes that function like that, off the top of my head. And he still has the same power from Melee, so that's something. Mario is miles better, I know, but doing well at such a disadvantage is incredibly satisfying. The one problem I have with Marth in Smash is his tipper. I think it's very creative and clever, but I have always had a really hard time landing it. In comes Lucina, who is Marth, but without a tipper. While most people might laugh at the very idea of someone preferring Lucina over Marth, I don't. Lucina is just a safer, well-rounded Marth. I know exactly how much damage each of her attacks will do, I don't have to rely too much on spacing, and I just find her easy to use. I personally hate her spike because of how hard it is to land, but other than that, she's a better Marth. Well, a better Marth for someone like me to use. I personally think Marth is a bit better, but I can't lane the tipper for shit, so I just use Lucina. So why don't I play Roy? He doesn't have a tipper. Because Roy is shit? Yeah, that's not really applicable to Smash 4. Since Lucina took Roy's spot as a balanced Marth clone, and Sakurai probably didn't want 3 characters that were similar, it was decided that Roy would be altered a bit when he was picked as a DLC character. And boy were those changes significant. Instead of making his sword balanced, the game devs decided to increase the power of the base of the sword, while significantly lowering the power of the tip. And I really mean it when I say significantly. The tip's damage output is awful, so you have to get up close and personal with Roy, and I love it. While Marth is more elegance, Roy is more gruffish, which is unlike Roy's melee counterpart who is more confused as to what he wants to be. I know Roy struggles in the meta because he only has one mode, Dive In, which isn't the best way to play in a game like Smash 4, but the amount of brute strength he possesses is quite striking to say the least, and absolutely demolishing an opponent with it is fun as hell, especially with his insane forward smash that can kill extremely early. He still has a bad recovery, but you gotta make him fair somehow, even though his poor range already hinders him. Okay, he technically isn't that great of a character, but whatever, moving on. Charizard is pretty fun in Brawl. He has a fun spike, he can glide, and is the quintessential character for boss battles. Too bad he's associated with the piece of shit Pokemon trainer. In Smash 4, however, he said fuck you to that pathetic trainer and became his very own. He has also been tweaked a bit, no more gliding, Rock Smash was moved to down B, his moves look polished, and he now has a vicious side B that does prompt some recoil. There you go, Sakurai. Now you figured out how to do a recoil based move. You make the move powerful and have the recoil vary depending on if you hit the opponent or not. You don't give it to every single weak move owned by the lightest character ever. But the main reason he was put on this list is because, how do I say this? You know how everyone has that one character they use when they're just messing around? Or when they feel they're leagues better than their opponent? Charizard is that character for me, and the answer as to why is because I tend to do well with him for some strange reason. That and his spike is really easy to pull off. A weird reason to put a character on a list like this, but I personally think it's necessary. Man, this list is full of characters that didn't start out that well during their initial debut. I've covered Bowser, Roy, and Charizard. But there is one more character that is in the same boat. Mewtwo. I was so excited when I first saw Mewtwo many years ago in Melee. But then I was disappointed shortly after. The reason is because of his wonky and just plain awful hitboxes. I still enjoy his presence in Melee, but I hardly ever use him. Luckily, this was fixed when he was brought up to Smash 4, and that was my only real gripe with him in Melee. The fact that his hitboxes were patched made me appreciate him a lot more. I was able to experience the thrill of his spike, fast moves, and fun specials, especially that down B. Yeah, it's nearly impossible to hit, but getting it feels awesome. One thing that probably turns many people away from Mewtwo in general is the fact that he's a glass cannon. He's got good power and speed, but very penetrable defense, for those of you unfamiliar with the term. And I guess I can see why people would consider that stupid, but there are some people who are into that kind of character, with me being one of them. I immediately started using Corrin when she first came out. Her moveset screamed unique. The concept of her turning into a dragon when using specific moves. She has a very weird yet fun neutral B. Her back air propels her forward, and powerful smash attacks with a ton of range. But all of that doesn't even compare to her lunge attack. What other character has a move that can stab an opponent in place like this? This move can also lead into 3 different directions, giving her a ton of different options. Before you type something that goes along the lines of, "You do know she requires a lot of spacing like Marth" in the comments, I will say that I think her tipper is only used for 4 of her moves, her smash attacks and the tip of her lunge attack, unlike Marth, who always has his tipper in play. I tend to play other characters more, mainly because I got tired of using her because I used her all the time, but I still will pull her out from time to time and have some fun. You know those mistake videos people like the Nostalgia Critic make? Like, my top 11 fuck-ups. I will be making a video like that in the future because I'm full of mistakes, but I'll list one of them here because it relates to Smash Bros. That mistake being the inclusion of Ness in my top 10 Smash Bros characters I hate video, and omitting Melee Kirby from the list. Kirby in Melee is pretty bad. His moves are really slow, he has a really hard time getting back on stage, and he does have a fun suicide throw gimmick, but the opponent can mash out of it? Good God, Kirby. He was given some quicker moves in Brawl thankfully, but Smash 4 is where he really shines. His moves aren't just quick, now they're so fast they make Kirby into some combo god. I know a lot of his stuff can be avoided, but it feels awesome when you are able to hit some of this shit. Inhale is also great because there are over 50 characters in this game, giving Kirby access to, well, over 50 different possibilities for specials that you can also implement into your combos, which can lead in some pretty creative stuff. But the thing that helped him claim the number 3 spot is his jumping inhale custom move. I know custom moves are seen as forbidden by the majority of the Smash Bros community, but anytime I want to mess around with friends, I'll pick Kirby and make it my duty to jump off the stage while taking the opponent with me. So yeah, combo potential was executed flawlessly, and he has my favorite move and custom move in the entire game. Number 3 is perfect for him. Still has one of my favorite spikes.
The winner is Kirby!
If you saw my top 10 favorite Smash 64 characters video, I sure am referring to my other videos a lot, then you know that I said I like Yoshi but I suck with him. 3 games later and that is not even close to applicable. And it's not I suck at Smash 64 or different game mechanics, no. The essence of Yoshi as a playable character is something I struggle with in the older titles. Now, Yoshi is so easy to use. Not the easiest. A couple of other characters come to mind, but good Jesus has he been simplified. He is no longer the egg-throwing defensive Yoshi of old. He is now the fast dinosaur with swift aerials that has been reworked into more of a basic character that anyone could pick up easily. Do I think this is bad? Yes and no. No, because it gives people a chance to use a character that previously took too much time to learn. And yes, because good God is he annoying to fight. All of his moves come out so fast and most of them can kill easily. But he gets the number 2 spot because he's my best character. I'm not saying I'm good at this game, but if I ever enter a high level tournament, I'll probably be picking Yoshi. I do think he's a lot of fun, but the fact that he's essentially my main solidifies his high placement. But who can I possibly like more than my best character? Well, if you've been paying attention to my Smash lists, you'll probably already know who I'm going to talk about. Donkey Kong is perfect. Donkey Kong has always been one of my favorites from each installment, but the Smash team nailed him in this game. He's still the fast and powerful monkey we all know and love, but what the game devs gave him just makes him outstanding in my eyes. First things first, they finally replaced that awful dash attack with his signature roll from the Donkey Kong Country franchise. I don't know why it took them so long, but this change is very welcome because it has a longer reach and next to no lag, which is something the old one really struggled with. Second, a lot of his moves were given more range, power, and speed. Just look at his forward air, and back air, and his down air. Do I even need to talk about his dash attack again? These moves are a godsend compared to the crap he was stuck with in previous games. Third, he has 4 spikes. 4 spikes. Now, DK has always had the most spikes, but 4? That's my wet dream come to life right there. The spike he gained is his down B. Yeah, the move you only use during multi-man melee is actually a somewhat good move now. Lastly, he never feels boring. With just about every character, no matter the game, I tend to get a tad bored with them and will want to move to someone new. Smash 4 DK is pretty much the only exception. I can only think of one other one off the top of my head. I can never get enough of his spikes, speed, power, move, expressiveness, and everything else I didn't mention. This leads me to ask the question, what's next for Donkey Kong? What new stuff will he acquire to make him even more fun in the future? Or will they nerf the hell out of him? Only time will tell, I guess. But I'm very content with the lovable ape we have now.
The winner is Donkey Kong.
I hope you guys enjoyed my 4 videos detailing my favorite Smash characters. If you are completely clueless as to what I'm talking about, then you probably haven't seen my other Smash Bros videos. So give them a watch if you haven't. If you'd like to see more videos about video games, then go ahead and click that little subscribe button down there. It really means a lot. I'm probably going to hold off on Smash Bros content for a little bit, because I just did 5 videos in a row about the topic, but I'm definitely not done with the franchise. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll hopefully see you in a future video. Take care.